Hi, this is Zena Harris.
And I'm Mark Rabin.
Welcome to the tie-in. Hello, everyone. We are back with our weekly
We're
chat.
back. Midsummer installation.
Midsummer installation. This is a Friday banter conversation that we are having because we've both been busy this week and it's our first time to connect. So,
Yeah. Yeah. This is like so much going on. It feels like summer is just like flying by. I'm
yeah,
like, what is going on here?
I know. I know. It's been really cool for me and my household because um, my husband and son have been planning a scout trip for like a year, and it finally kicked off this week. And so it has been, the anticipation, all the meetings, everything, and then finally we did it. So I helped take 12 folks from our scout troop to New Mexico. There's a big scout ranch
Nice.
there. Yeah, and so I drove
Yeah.
I
You
drove a
drove.
12.
Oh,
Well, so we flew in,
yeah. Yeah.
and so two parents helped with the driving, and I drove the 12 passenger van with all the scouts in the back. So that
Do you
was
need a special
fun.
license for that?
No, I
Okay.
looked at that thing when I was getting in and I was like, this is like long.
Yeah.
Anyway, like it was there's some crooked parking, no doubt, but like,
Yeah.
so it was really fun. And we drove to this scout ranch and it's called Philmont and
Is it like cowboy, like
it is
Wild
like
West Ranch?
well, they have different, like, it's a big, like, thousands of acres, right? So
Right.
it's a really big ranch. People from all over the world come, like, scout troops from all over the world come and do their backpacking trip
Nice.
there. And it's well organized, all the stuff.
Is it
So,
like rafting, horseback riding, things like that?
I mean, like, they have backcountry camps. Our crew is
Yeah.
doing a 77-mile hike, all around. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, so we got them there and they checked in all the stuff and you could just tell like everybody's so excited because this has been like a year in the making. And then I stayed in this wonderful B&B like just around just like a mile or two away that overlooked the ranch. And I mean,
Yeah.
lovely, lovely. And then
Yeah.
I
I
met
mean,
this like wonderful old couple. I mean, older, they're retired. They were lovely. And had this just a wonderful conversation with them. And toward the end, the guy goes, well, I'm a burner. And I was like, oh, and we just started, his wife's like, okay, I'm out. You guys
yeah,
talk. Like,
exactly. Well, you're like, I'm not a burner,
I
but I'm
told
burner
him, I was like,
adjacent.
I know. I was like, I know a lot of, whatever, a
Yeah.
lot from you. I told him about you and what you do and you go and all
So
the stuff.
funny.
So
I don't even
anyway,
know if I identify as a burner. I'm just like,
he's
I'm okay, I can, but
he's going. And I was like, I can connect you
wow.
and you guys can meet
Oh
up.
yeah. Tell them to come have a tour of solar battery systems.
I know. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So got back
That's
last night.
great. Yeah, I mean, burners are everywhere.
They
They're
are.
everywhere. And there's just like making a difference in the world. Some of them are just focused on the community building and aspect,
Hmm.
of Burning Man, and some are like change their lives, and some just kind of pop in and pop out. There's a lot of, I mean, the median age is kind of like mid 40s. I don't know, something like that. So, yeah, it's super interesting. I mean,
Yes.
it's just, and it's part of like a broader global movement, right? Of
Hmm.
the regional burns and festivals and things like that. And speaking of festivals, I spent my birthday weekend last weekend
Oh yeah.
at Pachina Bay Music
Right.
Festival. This time I was going to check it out because I'm like, I'm not organizing anything. I'm not doing anything. I'm not responsible for anything. When the power went out on the stage, I was like, ha, not my problem. And that felt really good.
Yeah.
And felt bad for the organizers.
I bet.
Well, I don't know what was going on there, but I was like, I can just walk away. That's not my problem.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. It was really, really wonderful. on a pristine raw beach on west side of Vancouver Island, about 1,000 person festival, and it was just so magical and whimsical and very West Coast BC, just so
Okay.
creative. And there was kids and dogs and all ages and everything going on literally on this like sandy campground next to a beautiful beach. But it was so interesting because one of the beach stages literally had a honking job site generator, like a smaller, like a putt putt, that was just like just blasting away right in earshot of like the stage. And I was like, wow, like, just sometimes I mean, I take so much care and, with higher education, what we do, we take so much care to make sure that we don't like bleed into the music and, all
Mhm.
the things. We've been doing this for 10 years more. And then you go somewhere like that, and it's like literally this like right in front of next to the stage is a generator, and it's kind of like this is distracting. And I was just like, I'm like, deep breath. It's not your problem. It's not your thing. Just like walk away, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a good learning for me because I'm just like, I just can't, I have too
Yeah.
many other things going on.
Well, this is, you're gonna, this is the nerd coming out in me. But Mark, I'm telling you, like this stuff happens all the time in all sorts of different places. And, we talked to Mo, at Dollywall the other, I
Yeah.
don't know, the
This
other
is this
day.
week's last week's podcast.
Yeah, and and he's talking about all the little, cultural festivals and whatever that they're just going on, right? So like, this people don't know about in these kind of micro communities, if you will, these like festival communities, they don't know about clean tech. They're not like plugged into festival
No,
world. They're
yeah.
just holding a festival because they want to get together, they want to do something, and they want some food trucks. Like
Yeah.
that's what they want.
And
And
power's an afterthought anyway. It's just
power's an
like, well, how are we going to do
afterthought.
this? Yeah.
Yeah. So like I get it. I get it, like this this is the opportunity space.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I mean, it's still, unless you're really into it. I mean, again, it's even most sound guys and most event groups, and they don't have a clue. But it's going to, it's going to change. It's going to start. Things like Burning Man, for example. Eventually, all the art cars will have to be battery powered, and then how do you charge a battery powered art car? Well, it's going to be either from a diesel generator or it's going to be from some sort of a microgrid or some sort of a solar array and battery system. So,
Mhm.
it has to start somewhere. And I think from in the transportation sector, I mean, that can be a great leading um, solution to making sure that we're going electrified. And then of course you have to charge it. And then of course you've got to do all that stuff. So I think yeah, I still believe in entertainment, right? Obviously, we talk about it all the time as a force for change. And if we can change how we do things here, like your initiative many, many years ago around, electrified transport for film, right? In terms of vans and
Mhm.
getting the driving force to adopt. And then all of a sudden, well, all the other rental companies were, right? I mean, this
Yeah.
was one of your initiatives with Real Green, I believe, and Green
Mhm.
Spark Group, but it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
And so from that, then people were like, oh, how are we going to charge these things? How are we going to do this? And then, so it definitely does start at the transportation level, in my opinion.
Mhm. Mhm.
A bit of a ramble there, but
Totally. It's just, like once you know about it and you can't not see it. Like you know
Mhm.
about clean tech and powering stages and you walk up to a stage that's not being powered that way and you're like, "Whoa," you notice, right? This is the awareness piece. This is like, once
Yeah.
you know about these things, you can't not see them. And then, festival organizers, it's just a ripple effect, right? So, um,
Yeah. But also, like, we spend so much time in artistry, right? Like, creating these beautiful spaces, and then you have a generator.
I know.
Right? So that's the juxtaposition that I don't understand. Or it's like the cellist who's craft, 30 years in their art, they're in the park playing beautifully, and then there's a generator next to them too, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
kind of kills the buzz.
Yeah, totally. It doesn't have to be that way, right?
No.
Like we all know that, right? This is so, um, yeah, it's, well, that's, one of the reasons why we're doing this podcast. It's one of the reasons why
Yeah.
we're just trying to get this into more popular conversation and thinking, and not just in our film and TV bubble that we've been living in, but just,
Hmm.
like expanding, and, like anybody who will listen. Like the guy at the B&B in New Mexico was like totally like interested in this stuff and talking about, like who knows who his friends are? Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, and he go, maybe he'll listen to this. Hi.
Well, even
um,
at the coffee shop this morning, I was talking to someone in line, and they were like, "Oh, I do. I'm a fundraiser. I do galas for fundraising and so on."
yeah,
And I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting." And then we started talking about events, event
yeah.
production, and I was like, "Well, I just pulled out a little tie-in card, and I was like, well, check out the podcast,
No,
right?"
I know. I know. There was another mom on the trip with us, and we got to talking, and she does event production in corporate world. And so I was like,
Oh yeah,
oh, interesting. Like that's a whole other,
yeah,
opportunity space, but
totally.
yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, lots
yeah,
of convos to be had, right? And we've got lots of good convos coming out in the next few
I know.
weeks as well. So I mean,
I know.
looking forward to that.
I know. I know. And you're going to Burning Man, right? It's coming up?
Yeah, I'm going to go. It's coming up fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely going to be going there and being, boots on the ground again,
Yeah.
checking stuff out and participating with my crew. And yeah, we'll be announcing that. It's still in stealth mode. So that's
Oh,
exciting. Lots of stuff going
okay.
on.
Well,
Yeah.
stay tuned. Little
Hmm.
cliffhanger.
Hmm.
All right. All right. Well, good chatting with you. Let's wrap this one up. And,
Yeah.
I
Happy
hope,
midsummer, everybody.
I know. Happy midsummer. Like, get out there and enjoy while you can. Our designer is Aaliyah Kane. Music is by Peter Chapman. Social media is by Picnic Social. Our producer is Colin Miller.